And we're live. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to another Thursday PD. Now, we have been out of streaming for a couple of weeks. We've had some holidays, and then we had an extra week. You saw that video last week. It was about a minute and a half just to announce that we would be back this week. Thank you for that, Rolf. And this week we are back. Now, 4 of us are here at the moment. Hopefully some more will join us. Make sure that if you are already watching this, that you are sharing the link out. Let everyone get involved in that chat. If you would like to come on and share some of your experiences in the class or with video, because that's our topic this week, you'll see it from the title below. If you would like to share some of your experiences using video in the classroom, recording video, having students make videos, all these type of things, let us know in that chat, let us know in the comments so we can invite you on, because we have a separate link that we can share with you, and then you can join the discussion. This could be your very first live experience. Just do it. That's my number one advice. Don't wait till next week. Don't wait till next month. Just get started. And we have 3 people here that have all the experience in the world with live streaming. They have been on almost every single Thursday PD. And I think many of them have actually been on more than 95% of all the Thursday PDs we've done since the relaunch. We have Ralph, Gary, and Eric. So can I just welcome everyone? Hi, Ralph.
Hi there. Hi, everybody. Super cool that already we have one live watcher. And hopefully we will be useful for many in the future to come. We will read the comments, promise. And I'm Ralph from Bangkok, tech integrator at a Canadian international school, BCISB, and happy to join with this awesome panel.
Okay, brilliant. Gary, you're up next. Gary.
Hi, I'm Gary Garcia from the Philippines. Nice to be back.
I love, just on that side note, just before this little stream, Gary and a whole bunch of others had an APAC online meeting. So he's actually been streaming just offline for over an hour.
Nice.
So Gary, you're hardcore. You just keep going, don't you? You're everywhere.
Yeah.
You're left, right, any stream. You'll get to see Gary's face more and more if you're in these streams every week, and if you join these streams.
Family.
Anything to do with educational technology, Gary's face will pop up at some point in time. So you'll see Gary everywhere. Right, that brings me to the next person in our stream at the moment, our friend Eric, who's based in South Korea.
Yep.
Do you want to quickly introduce yourself for those new viewers that we will hopefully have in the stream? And if you haven't shared it, you need to do it now.
Okay, so yeah, I'm in South Korea. Tech expertise is in former programming, future ed tech, and just into that kind of stuff, despite the fact that I've been teaching English for a long time.
Just on a side note, is the news about next year public yet or not?
To the degree that anybody that knows me listened to that, then yes, but not really. Yeah, whatever.
Okay, so I won't mention it on stream yet, but we've got some exciting things happening next school year. Just so that everybody knows it, we've got a panel of 4 people here now. Everyone's very passionate about educational technology, and our topic this week is video. Now, we are going to be looking at videography, and it wouldn't be Thursday PD if we didn't go off topic a little bit. So we might dip into some photography and some photo editing and little things like that. Now, the first question I'd like to ask everyone on the panel, and of course, everyone watching and in the chat. And again, if you have any local PLNs or personal learning networks, share this video out, because we want to get as many voices as possible joining our discussion. Now, the first question I have for everyone: have you used video in the classroom, and why? Now, that is probably why is the main question. So I'll start with our friend Gary, who's everywhere.
Yes, I have used video several times, many times inside my classroom. Many use of video, for example, for motivation, to inspire, especially my students at the beginning of the class of the school year. Instructional videos from you. You said, I use your videos. So instead of me talking the same thing, I just played your video. So there are several use of videos for me in the classroom.
Okay, brilliant. And that brings me to Eric. Eric, have you used video in class, and what's the main benefit or downside to using video in your classroom?
Well, I also find these screencasting programs super handy, and so instructional purposes. Is if there's ever a time when the schedules don't align and one class is going to be hit by a holiday and the other classes aren't, then I try to do something on video so that they don't get behind in that way whenever that's possible.
Yeah.
We also use. Have you ever used Loom? It's just one of the many screencast
I
options.
love Loom.
Well, what I really love about it is it's not watermarked. It's not limited by time. As long as you've got reliable Wi-Fi, then, and the cool thing is that the instant the video is done, it comes up with a link, and you can paste that link and send it immediately to whoever needs it. So when we have this massive project that I mentioned to you guys about the plays that we do every year, we've got students, it's very self-directed, and they're all over the place doing different things, different kinds of things in different places. And it's not really fair for me to assess based on only the things I saw. And among the things I saw, only the things I remember having seen, when there's so many great things happening and I can't be everywhere at once. So I asked them to record it. I asked them to show me what they did. And so that I won't have to take their word for it. And there, you can have people doing research, and if they got the little camera view of themselves doing the research, I don't have to wonder who did the research. They're just documenting all of their great work and all of the learning and using the learning that they've gained.
Did you find that there was? Sorry to interrupt. Did you find that there was some sort of learning curve for the students, or did they find it just natural?
Loom is so easy, so it's no big deal because they don't need to edit it or anything after. You can, if you want, you can trim videos.
See, that's what I've experienced, because I mean, I'm a huge fan of Loom. I love Loom. The other one I really like is Nimbus Screen Recorder.
Okay.
And I mean, they both do exactly the same thing. No watermark, no limits, no, very easy to use. But that's the main reason why I love using these extensions, because it's not a separate program, isn't it? It's an extension. So it's just so easy to use. So that's brilliant to hear. What sort of age have you used it with?
Around 16. I've got 10th graders. Okay. Yeah. I'm curious, does Nimbus give you a link immediately after it's finished?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so there is. Okay. So they give you a basic editor. And again, that's their sort of business model. So you've got a basic editor, and then you've got a premium editor if you want a high. They've got standard definition is free. If you want HD definition or 4K definition, you need to pay the premium. Okay. So they're both very robust. Do you have to have a
Wi-Fi connection constant for Nimbus?
Well, with Nimbus, I've actually had it sort of drop out from time to time, and there's absolutely no issues. So I'm not sure how it works. It's probably sort of caching it in the background. But it worked really well. The only thing is, once you start downloading the file after you've recorded it, let's say that you want to do some edits in a different program, you download it, then you need to have a constant connection, because if it drops, then there's a chance you lose the file actually.
Ooh,
so
really?
I've had that file sometimes disappear. But apart from that, I also love that it's sort of, I use Nimbus as almost I see it as, what if Loom and Snagit had a baby? Well, then you get Nimbus, because they've got such powerful screenshot tools as well.
Okay.
So I would look into both. I would look into both.
Yeah. If you can maybe refer to that, Seti.
What's that?
So do you see the pricing on the screen?
Yeah, the pricing is on the screen. So I see here enterprise. Yes, for education, contact them directly. They will give you a better deal. They will give you a different deal.
Cool.
And I think that's the case with most software. When you see pricing like this, for example, if you scroll back up, Ralph, and you see sort of pro, business, enterprise, it all sounds very company aimed.
Yeah.
Then there's a good chance that if you contact them directly, there is a separate program or a separate URL where you can find information for education. So there you go.
Gotcha.
You can see Nimbus for teachers and Nimbus for students. So there is a separate menu structure there. And I think that goes for a lot of different applications. Now, in terms of screencasting, there are some amazing applications and extensions there. Actually, this week I read on Twitter, if somebody could remind me, one of the big ones, I think, was it Screencastify
I hear
or
about that one a lot.
Screencastify. I love
Screencastify has
Screencastify.
added functionality to their free plan. So they've they've upped what they offer in their free plan, and it is now probably my number one extension to recommend for basic screencasting.
Cool.
Loom and Nimbus,
Mhm.
I've used them on Chromebooks, on Windows devices, and they've always worked without any hiccup. So yeah,
Yeah.
I use all three really. How about you, Ralph? What's your experience in the classroom with video and using video with students? Your audio has just dropped. I think you might still be muted.
Sorry, I muted myself.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
interestingly
I know
enough,
you're trying to mute me. Thank you for that.
interestingly enough, I thought about clarifying the topic in a way that we talk about video production or using videos, like watching videos. So obviously, we all make use of videos, and we all more or less produce our own videos. At least here we produce them live. But obviously in the classroom I recorded some tutorials using Screencastify. I like Screencastify very much, and I was so busy clicking on other tabs to share them in the cast that I didn't get the news. I like Screencastify very much, and they even make GIFs in the free version until 18 seconds. So that is for production. And because now I'm in a run talking, I may go through and mentioning the for video production. It is very good to know the basics of photography and how actually a sensor actually captures what's going on. So my first other screen share, then the tools which you said is Canon outside of auto, and now I will share that with you. And I want to ask Andrea if she's ready to join. Then I will take her into the live stream. And here is the website I wanted to show you. So can you quickly confirm that you see?
Yeah. We
Yes,
see the screen.
I can see it.
So this is a website by Canon, and the beautiful thing here is that it teaches you the basics of photography in a very playful way. You should, if you teach this subject or want to make use of it, you should let them experience the Learn tab first. Yeah, they walk you through all the back technicalities and walk you through the basics, which when you read it, you will be able to understand the connection between ISO, which is the sensitivity of a film, the shutter speed, which is how long the camera stays open, or in newer cameras which don't have a shutter, it means how long the chip actually takes information in. And with an F number that is an aperture number, which shows you how big the aperture is. And it's very nicely visualized that a small F number is a big opening. And now the beautiful thing is, if you try to grasp the technicalities there, then you have here a camera with exactly these three features for you to choose to modify manually. So we have the aperture, and you see the animation doesn't change here, but the animation here, I mean the little icon. But now we have a very, very big opening, and if we take a picture, we see that it is overexposed, and also at a very at one point only focused. Yeah, we see that it will be overexposed here in this meter, so we can adjust our shutter speed to compensate that, or also go down with our ISO. And then we will see that with the right exposure, we have a beautiful photo, which is only sharp at this point at the wheels or at the propeller. And we also see that the propeller is blurry because the shutter speed is faster or sorry, is longer open than it would show the propeller still. So now I want to show you if I close the aperture to let's say 11, and then the hole is very small, and I had a very, very large field of depth. Sorry, and now I adjust the shutter speed so the propeller should also be visible. Oh, sorry, it should not be visible, but you see that the field of depth means it is very clear in front.
Clear.
The marbles are sharp and the background is also sharp. So you quickly have a physical way of oh, sorry, I completely forgot this indicator here to the left, which shows you if you will see motion or not. So that is a very, very easy and simple website
To start with.
to get your head around the physics of light traveling onto a chip.
I really
And
like that, Ralph. It's too often overlooked. Make sure that you share that link in the chat as well, because I'm sure people would love to play around with that. It's an amazing, amazing
cool.
example without actually having to, have a physical camera. So that would make a great introduction before they then actually get handed that camera, and then they get to experience it firsthand. So I really like that. Thank you for sharing that, Ralph.
everybody who gets a camera plays around first.
Absolutely.
Please, Andrew, or can anybody confirm that Andrew is ready to go live?
Okay. Nope.
I'll take the risk. She will say if she isn't. Andrea, are you okay being live? Welcome to our
Oh, hello.
Hi. Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the stream.
Welcome back.
Hello. Welcome.
Mhm.
Hi. How are you guys?
We're happy.
Good. Good.
Great.
We are talking about making videos, and
Yes.
we talked about Loom and Nimbus to record and make videos, and also
Well,
Screencastify.
I've never used this, so these all are new for me. So I'm trying to absorb as many as I can.
Have you used any video in the classroom before, or
Right. Basically, okay. I want to tell you a story, but don't laugh. Okay. I ever recorded myself using my cell phone, using my mobile phone, smartphone, and
Mhm.
I put it at the back of the class. We have like a teacher, what is it? Teacher desk at the back of the class.
Mhm.
I put my mobile phone there and recorded uh, myself during the class. And then when I get back to my phone, I realized that it's actually the phone actually flipped down, and it's not recording. So I basically don't have any video at all.
I would say that in itself is an amazing start. That's brilliant to
So
hear that. I think so many more
yes,
educators should be filming themselves, even if it was just to try and improve your own practice.
Yes.
I've
exactly.
done the same
Yes.
thing. I've got videos that I filmed myself teaching, and I will never release those. For everyone watching, you will never see those videos. They are for my eyes only. But it made me realize what I had to change. So I think the first couple videos, I realized just how
Right.
often I said
Hmm.
or
Exactly. Right.
Fillers.
Yes.
how many times I had a student that had an answer ready and I already asked a follow-up question too soon.
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay.
recording yourself is very beneficial. So to hear that you tried that, brilliant, and it failed. Well, even better, because now next time you'll use a tripod or you'll build one out
Exactly.
of
Yeah,
Legos.
it is pretty embarrassing to
It's
see
because
oneself
unless it goes
Mm.
wrong,
so
you'll
bad.
never ever find out how
Right.
to get
Exactly.
things set up. Because when I was recording with my phone, the first thing, it was the exact same thing. And I just set it there, I recorded myself, and then I realized, hold on a minute, this isn't vertical video now. Now that was before IG video, so vertical video was a big no-no.
Mhm.
Oh,
And,
okay. Right.
and so that made me realize, okay, maybe I need to flip my phone the
It
other
is
way
still
around. And
a big no-no on YouTube. I mean,
it's still a big no-no, and for
Oh,
me, it's still a
you do.
no-no. But
Okay.
it's I think recording yourself, it's painful, yes, because nobody likes the sound of their own voice and nobody likes to watch themselves. I
Mm-hmm.
guarantee you that every single YouTuber hates editing their videos. They love the process of editing. They just don't enjoy listening to themselves or watching themselves, or that's just not comfortable. You need to get used to that. I really struggle with that.
Personal editor for your channel. At what size?
I love editing, but I had to really get over hearing my own voice and seeing myself. It's so difficult, especially when you're editing, when you're sort of going back 5 seconds and making a cut, and then going back 2 seconds and making a cut, and you hear that same mistake over and over, and it's frustrating. But after about 20 videos, it got easier, and then after 50 videos, it got even easier. So I would say, do it again.
I don't.
Tomorrow, Andy,
But
tomorrow, when you go into the classroom, set up your camera. Set up your camera.
All right.
Press record.
Right.
And forget about the camera. Just forget it's there. Teach your lesson.
Right. Yeah.
We're not going to ask you to share it. We're not going to ask you to put it on YouTube. But you're going to get comfortable being in front of that camera, and before you know it, you're buying a DSLR and you're a YouTuber.
Just like Seti.
I never planned any of this. I'm already convinced that these two will start their own channels, because if I'm honest, that one is well on his way. Our friend Ralph is well on his way. He's got the technical know-how. And then that one, well, he's everywhere. We've already said that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Teddy, I wanted to ask you at this point, isn't it? I feel so kind of vulnerable if I put myself out there, and everybody can see, everybody can see my lisps or the mistakes I make or the maybe bad content I produce. So
if it's bad content, the only thing that can happen is that the content gets better. Because if I'm honest, Ralph, after all those videos on my channel, I really hope that nobody watches those first 10.
But you still don't delete them.
No, and there's a reason for that. There's an analytical reason for that. So because I also want people to see, and this is something that I also share with students whenever they say I'm not good enough, and then I say, well, did you like the last video I made? Yes, it's really good, but I'm not good. I say, well, have a look at my first video.
Okay.
It was
That's
terrible.
very motivating then, yeah.
It was terrible. I was terrible, but I still put myself out there. That's what I want from you. I want you to put yourself out there. I want you to give it your best. And the only thing that can happen is you're going to grow.
Okay.
Very true.
And I think many of the big YouTubers, if you go on their channels, you can find sort of them reacting to their first videos. It's everyone, every single one, the best YouTubers on the planet. MKBHD, his first videos, they were terrible. Everyone. So it's, I would definitely go for it. I'm just going to quickly dive into the chat. Irma's asking about audio and voice. I would say do try to get your hands on a microphone. It does not have to be an expensive microphone. The microphones in your phone are good enough, but if your phone is in the back of the classroom, then the sound will not travel far enough. So one thing that you could get is get a very cheap shotgun mic, because they are directional, so they will pick up the sound in the front of the classroom, and they'll sort of ignore the rest to the side. You can get if you have like Amazon or Lazada or any of these online retailers, I would highly recommend getting a Boyar. So that's BOYO. They are very cheap microphones. They are probably some of the cheap BOYO. They are some of the cheapest microphones. You have lavalier mics, you have dual lavaliers, you have shotgun mics. They're super cheap, but their quality for the price point is amazing. So this is the one that you would get. You connect it to your phone, get it in the back of your classroom, and it will pick up your voice. Now I can see that Ralph has it set to Thai baht, so that's 480 Thai baht. You cannot get a better mic for that price point. It is really I give these mics to the students, and if they break it, I'm not too worried.
Lazada
Because
is available in
Oh, okay.
Wow,
Indonesia,
that's
is it not?
really
so it wasn't that
cheap.
expensive. So if they do break it, no problem. But we've got a couple of
Yes,
lavalier
yes, it
mics.
is available. Exactly.
We've got
Mm,
we've got a couple of lavalier mics, and they have
mm,
seen some abuse. I can guarantee you,
yeah.
they have been dropped, they have been stepped on, and they still work. So
Let me quickly
there's
look
some
up in the
good stuff
Indonesian.
All
there. Good
right.
stuff.
Okay.
What would be your suggestion, Ralph? Because I know when it comes to audio, you are definitely the person to speak to.
So before
Oh, okay.
here it's in Indonesia, how many? 278.
Yeah. It's a yeah.
So I
I
wanted
think
to.
one of my teachers, I mean, one of my colleagues in school have this. So basically, I need this to join with the with my phone or something, or with my
Yes.
laptop.
So this one, the Boya MM1, this is a shotgun mic, and it
Mhm.
comes with two cables. So there is one cable
Okay.
that you would use if you connect it to a DSLR or a laptop, but then there's
Okay.
another cable that you connect there. There's the information. Can you pull that back up?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So here you can see there are different
Right.
cables, and you can recognize it by the black bands at the end. Now, I'm
Right.
sure that Ralph will speak a bit more about that, but you need a different cable,
So
but it comes with this
Mm,
cable for your phone.
mm, okay.
principally, it is the black bands are insulators. So if I
Mm,
can't hover now at the same time as um, but you have to. I don't know the standards of a DSLR camera, or that might differ from model to model. But if you, I can't point now. It's very weird. Yeah, but if you look at
mm,
these little bands here between the two
mm,
red dots, that means how many contacts there are. But if let me
uh,
quickly just stop sharing my screen. So what
mm.
I kind of it is tricky with microphones because sometimes you need drivers, sometimes, but I haven't experienced that Boya. So that is
The
when that,
Boya, I've just sorry to interrupt you. I've
no,
used
no.
both. I've used the MM1 and the lavalier mics, and none of them have needed drivers. I've used them on
Oh,
Windows devices, Mac devices, Chromebooks, Android phones. I have not used them on iPhones, so I
Well,
don't know
I
about
will get
iPhone.
one of these Boya for sure. But
Yeah.
But they do. They're amazing.
I mean, Andrew, you are wearing a headset and we can hear you clearly. I know when you're teaching, you can't do that and with a long cable to your camera. So I think that
exactly.
it is as affordable in the Indonesian shop as it is in the Thai shop.
Yeah, I think if the price is like that, yeah, I think we can. It's just that sometimes I have no idea how to pull this up. I mean, it's like how to record myself using the using like the what's appropriate equipment to have a good quality video. So basically, what I do right now is only using my mobile phone,
And you use the
and that's it.
front-facing camera or the rear-facing camera?
I'm using wait, it's the front. Yeah, I think it's the front.
So
It's
you
the
can
front
see
face.
the
Yeah.
screen which you are facing the screen when you are being
Right,
recorded.
exactly. Well, yeah, at that time actually I use books to make the phone stand up, and then during my explanation in the class, I didn't check the phone, and then I just realized that the
It
phone
fell.
actually, yeah, it fell,
Yeah.
something like
Well,
that.
yeah.
That would be the
So
first thing I would do. Is sorry. Go ahead,
no,
Ralph.
no. So I mean, for all live streaming, it is really good to have a headset on like this, and it's quite necessary for not getting
Right.
any other noises. But
Mhm.
um, yeah, for that solution with what Seti said, it sounds very good for
The
Yep.
class
the
recording and also
the only
videography.
thing I
Mm.
would do is I would say in this day and age, even a very low end cheap phone makes
Mm.
for a good camera. It
Yeah.
is
Good.
it's amazing the cameras we have in our pockets nowadays. Especially not the selfie camera. The selfie camera, don't use that one. But the other camera for when you take photos, that is an amazing camera in most phones. Just turn your phone, get everything ready so you see the room, press record and walk to the front. And just forget about the phone. You're going to see a real increase in quality of the video. And then I just quickly ran to get one of the Boyas just to show you. So they come in a little pouch like this that you can use just to store it away. Now this is a lavalier mic. This comes with a 7-meter cable. So this is not ideal for teaching in the classroom. This is more for if you're giving a presentation. And you can see here, this is what I want. This one works with both DSLR and phones. And the way they do it is they have here, you can see there's a battery housing and there's an extra battery in here. I'm just going to wait for Ralph. Yeah. So there's an extra battery in here and then you can just switch it here. So at the moment it's set to smartphone, which means it doesn't use any external power and it'll work just as it is. But if I was to use this on a laptop or on a DSLR, I switch it to camera and then the battery helps out the signal and makes it clearer. So that means I can use this with laptop and phone. The other one comes with 2 cables and you just plug in the right cable and they have a little symbol on it. One has a symbol of a computer and the other has a symbol of a phone. So yeah, it's...
So Seti, question.
Just explore with it, experiment.
What is your number? What's your model number?
This one?
Yeah.
This one is the one I use with students. That's the lavalier, the Boyar B1. What is it? B1M1 or B1Y1? It's the lavalier mic. Hold on. Boyar BYM1.
Okay, Seti, one question.
Yes.
Are you giving one tonight since it's your birthday month?
Do you know what? Let's right. If you really want me to do that, I will make a video on my main channel on equipment and on things I use, and I will. Yeah, let's make that happen this quarter. I'll make a video and I will do a little giveaway and I'll give away one of these. Okay.
Cool.
Well, hey, why don't we agree as Thursday or Thursday PD to sponsor another one? I will do that, and then you have to give away 2, but you have to mention us in your video.
Oh.
Okay. So this is recorded. This is our proof.
That was a very cheap advertisement slot there.
Let's do that. It's honestly, it's the best one I can think of. Like, if only Boyar was watching right now, like we should reach out to them. When it comes to beginners and to starting and just getting, like, don't invest in equipment. Like, just use what you have and start, what you call it, start practicing your craft almost before you invest. Too many people, and students especially, will come to me, and I'm sure that you've heard these questions, and they'll say, I want to be a YouTuber. And they say, what camera should I buy?
Yes.
What microphone do I need to buy? Do I need I need a new computer because I want to be a YouTuber. No, just make a video. Make a video, use what you have. Like I said before, the big YouTubers, they use their webcam in their computer. This stream, we are using our webcam. The quality is not as good. If I was to make a video for my channel, yeah, I use my camera, but I started with a webcam and then I moved on to a phone camera, and then I bought a new phone and I used a different phone camera, and I moved on to a cheap DSLR, and then I went from a cheaper DSLR to a slightly more expensive. Like, it's, you
But
just
at the
start
moment,
with what you have.
your webcam?
What's that?
At the moment, are you using your webcam?
At the moment, I'm using a built-in webcam that came with a laptop. So I'm not even connecting an external. This is just the webcam on the laptop.
So I just wanted to say that it's funny that some of the famous streamers were accused of not having the best qualities pictures, even if they were very famous. And yeah, PewDiePie is offline since 5 days.
Are you sad?
No, not too much, but I check every day.
That is another thing. I think a lot of our students don't realize how draining social media can be. And I think what he's doing now, no matter what the media says, I think is a good thing, because his audience is very young. He has a young audience that is motivated. There's a lot of people between, from very young all the way up to the 20s and in the 30s, and so they are very impressionable and they are always online. And I think that the fact that he's taking a break now sends a very powerful message to his followers that it's important to put your mental health first and to not always be online, because you need to take a break. You need to go offline. You need to move it. He has been producing daily videos for years. Exactly. That must have put a lot of strain on his family life, on his personal mental health, on his energy levels. Just as teaching, you need to be able at the end of the day to go home and just let it go, which is why I do not like homework. And I've said this very, very verbally. I think our students need to switch off.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not talking about revision, and that's different. I'm talking about mind-numbing homework for the sake of homework. It has no place. You need to be able to switch off. So when I see someone as big as him doing that, I think that's going to send a strong message to our students. And maybe, just maybe, they'll put their phone down for one night a week.
Well, even Jacksepticeye talked about it, I think, a year ago or something, that he suffered, and he talked about it openly. And that is very nice to see that, first of all, they don't care about the negative fallout. They're confident enough after they've gone through their troubles to let others partake in them overcoming that social stress.
Yeah. I mean, even if it's not big, I mean, look at our stream. Like our stream, we've been, weekly stream, but we took a break for Christmas and New Year, and and we took an extra week.
And I just wanted to add that many on this panel are have become that close to me through this PLN, where I would also be able to share information, which I definitely won't share live, and they have a complete positive reach into my life as I would have never expected, and that is very beautiful. And
that's amazing to hear that, Ralph.
Yeah, it's very surprising. Yeah, to that you are, if you spend enough time and talk about topics which are passions agree upon, you can feel how much you can trust a person, and that's a beautiful thing, that if we take social media and connections the right way, we can grow that way as well.
Absolutely, it's an amazing force for goodness. Like the amount of things, like the stuff I've learned just from browsing Twitter. It's amazing, and the connections I've made, wonderful. On the other hand, if I was on Twitter all day, every day, that wouldn't be. It would not be healthy. It wouldn't be good. So, yeah, I'm Eric. I'm going to put you on the spot there, and I'm gonna ask you to chip in here.
About what?
Do you want to share some of your experiences and
which
social
YouTube
social
are
media,
you missing the most?
and maybe because what age group are you teaching again?
10th graders. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're probably, they've probably expressed they want to be on TikTok and they want to be on YouTube and all these platforms. Like, what sort of advice would you give one of your students when they come to you and they say, I want to be a famous YouTuber, this is why?
I feel like phones are really, I agree that they're technologically, they're everything we need. Like I remember recommending for voiceovers for audio in general.
Fuck
Phones, nice. Phones are they're made for. I wonder what sort of, would you say they have condenser mics? I mean, it makes sense that they would, because basically they're made to isolate the voice and remove background noise. And so that in particular is something I've used. I haven't had my students doing podcasts, though
I think they
some
use
teachers in
a
my school
kind of
have.
noise canceling with the back and front
Yeah,
facing microphones.
there's something for sure.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure if I think they are normal microphones though.
And in terms of like the whole social media video, what would you say to students if they said, I dream of a career making video? What is your opinion, teacher Eric?
Well, yeah,
Eric.
I feel like there's phones are like so accessible and quite enough to start. I totally agree that that's where you could and should start, because it kind of reminds me of what I saw a Steve Martin interview where people were talking about comedy, and they're like, I want an agent, and how do I get found? How do I get discovered? And he's like, focus on being good. So I'm kind of echoing what you said. Like, basically, if you want to do that, just start doing it. And technology is the most basic, ubiquitous technology is enough to get people started. We actually have in our school a student who I haven't personally taught, but he's big time YouTuber. He produces his own music, very, very well known in Korea. So we have a celebrity in our school.
Wow.
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 Yeah.
I put this already on there for you, Eric, because I know that you use YouTube streaming
Gotcha. Yeah.
for
See,
your play.
yeah, I don't usually handle the streaming. I have ideas about how it could be better. We've had we've had a laptop. We have a really nice camera in our school, but we haven't. And I haven't been on that task, but I like to think that there's a way to get it hooked up so we can live stream with our very nice camera, but we haven't done it. So it's all of our events have been streamed from a laptop camera.
Now City is gone, but
No, I'm here. Oh,
Okay.
oops. Sorry.
You
Unplugged the
just
camera.
mentioned you need to set up a streaming client or a server, and then you
Yeah.
can connect it to YouTube, and then your
Just
camera
quickly,
just
can
hooks
I,
up.
Eric? I
Yes.
would suggest reach out to Jason
Uh-huh.
on Twitter. If you're going to stream events from the school,
Uh-huh.
he has an amazing setup. As in,
Oh, really?
yeah, he's got it down to
Nice.
in terms of getting everything streamed, and he's using nothing but iPads and a couple of cameras. So yeah, connect
Cool.
with him on Twitter. So his
Yeah.
handle is at discon4no. So DIS
DIS, yeah.
KON 4 and then NO.
At Discon4NO.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
definitely connect with him. Go and visit him because you're not far from each other, and
Yeah.
he's got a really sweet setup.
Cool.
So he
nice.
is he's in Seoul.
Okay, cool.
So he will help you out with your stream setup.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm just looking at I was just looking up that our YouTuber. Let me see. I actually I don't know. I haven't listened to any of his songs. Maybe just a little bit, but
Careful, copyright. Don't want to get this account.
don't put it on the channel. Yeah, I'm just
You-
looking at his view counts. So he's got 1.5 million views on one, 89,000 views on another, 27,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So have we gone through all of our screen shares we wanted to do? Andrew, would you and Eric as well, would you like to screen share anything? Because
Yeah.
I want to give us all the chance to go to bed a bit earlier today.
Yeah. Well, you already posted Loom for me. That's my big one.
Okay, okay. And I don't want to cut it short, but if there are no more questions, Andrew, would you like to share anything else from your YouTube or videography in your class? I mean, producing videos is a really big task. iPads, if you have them, use clips, and that is a very nice app to use. And there is
Right.
in Movie Maker, I think they teach you how to make different shots even.
Mm, okay.
So you come into the director of photography perspective a bit of close shot or near range or total. All there's a whole jargon for
Mm,
videography. I want to give a big shout out to Jim Sill from EdTech team, used to be active team. I hope he's well. And he used to be a director in, I think, in LA, and he became an educator and
right.
used video production a lot in his lessons. And I was very. I feel that there's a lot of storytelling. Yeah, many of the film
Yes.
directors I like see
Yeah.
making films as storytelling, and it's a bit like writing a book, but more complex.
Yeah. I
So
saw I saw
Yeah.
Jim
Yeah.
Till also in South Korea. He make use of video to inspire teachers, and to you can use video to start conversation basically. So he included the audience. He was able to make us talk to each other even though we don't know each other in EdTech teams last
Yes.
yeah.
2015 16 in South Korea. Jim Seal.
Mm,
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, video. I mean, video can be incredibly powerful, and I
Yeah.
agree with what James has just said in the chat that it's amazing what our students can do in their spare time. I agree. I agree. I have been blown away by the creativity and the passion expressed by some of our students when they're just given a chance,
Yeah.
when given the opportunity to express that creativity without judgment, with guidance. It's amazing. Can you imagine if you had, let's say that you as a teacher, you had, let's think of a sort of a videographer on YouTube. I mean, like Peter McKinnon. Let's say that you had Peter McKinnon as a 16-year-old kid in your class, and he came to you and he says, I want to make a YouTube video. Can you be the subject of my video? And you just went, no, YouTube is stupid. Don't do that.
Mm.
Can you imagine what that would have done to his confidence and his? He is an amazing videographer. He has, yeah, that passion is being expressed through his creativity, and that's what I think too often as educators we too often stop our students too soon. I think instead of saying no, I think we should start saying not now if it's really inappropriate, maybe not now, but, and always follow up. It's a bit like don't just stop the dream. Maybe redirect it. It's almost as if you're getting tired at 9 o'clock, but you have something to do. So you're saying to yourself, no, not now. I'm going to stay awake, and at 10 o'clock I get to go to bed. The same with that video, that passion. If a student comes to you and you're about to teach a lesson on grammar or what have you, don't just say no. We're not going to talk about that. Say, okay, that's great. Can we discuss that and give them a concrete time, or tell them when you're going to follow up, and then also follow up, because that, yeah, we don't want to destroy dreams, do we?
Yeah.
Oh, I
exactly.
have cut so many people short in my classes, and a lot of it comes from self caused pressure on being a good teacher. You know, being in charge of the class, doing this, doing that, going through with the content I plan.
Mm.
Let's remember that most of us are teaching in a student centered atmosphere or project based learning or even IB, and those mean all
Right.
that, hey, student.
But even then, I have seen some incredible educators stuck in a school where they are not given the freedom, or stuck in schools that are not necessarily child-centered, yet their passion makes it child-centered. It's a choice of that educator. And welcome, James.
Please be safe. Are you driving?
I did.
I don't know. I'm not driving. My wife is
Okay.
driving.
Okay. Okay. Thanks
Just
to
had
the
to
wife
join.
there.
Just had to join the conversation.
Yeah, no, I mean, as I say, I'm in a position where I'm very lucky to have a YouTuber in my class too, and it's amazing what they do. And no matter how many subscribers or whatever they've got, it is really impressive to see the production quality and the effort and the passion that they bring. And I think we should, always engage with their passions and try to make school as relevant as possible.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I like the light effects on your face. You
I
have
think
many different colors and
Yeah,
that must be
it's
one of the
I'm in the
best
car, so it's whatever
yeah,
light you
we're
can
talking
see you
about
got.
videos, so perfect.
one of the best introductions. Just comes in, shares some truth, has a nice little video effect on his face, using video while he's in the car, demonstrating that video is
James
everywhere.
rocks the show, wherever, however.
Back next week for the full session.
Excellent. I'm
Hopefully.
looking forward to it.
We have 3
Brilliant.
online watches now. Maybe we get over 100 until next week with this video.
You never know.
It could
Okay,
all,
hey,
it could all
thank you
happen
to
just
the
like
wife
that.
and your family to let you talk to us.
I think you
we
got us
lost
just in
Harry.
time because I think we were about to wrap up, right, Ralph?
Yeah, I thought so 5 minutes ago.
Right. Yes.
Mhm.
And I also don't know, Andre, if you would say if you had to go. So you must make sure you can just drop out if there is something. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm fine. No, I just want to share something. It's like you guys actually inspire me to, I mean, go live streaming. I said in my yes, yeah. I said in uh, I I thought that for my innovator project, I thought that uh, I only it's enough if I just share from writings, like I'm building like from the Google sites, and I think I at first I thought that's enough, but then when I see you guys doing this, I realized that okay, since at the beginning the objective of the project is to create a community, so I need to bring as many as people to join me to on board on this. So
Yeah.
that's why uh, I tried, and it was kind of embarrassing for the first time and using this StreamYard, and but my friends say that it's okay, and they love watching it because they think that it's a if I mean it's like the educators sometimes the educators says why do we have to go to YouTube. I mean, sometimes there are things that you cannot just write. You just have to just show them, and that's what I think that I need to really pay attention and learn how to do videography correctly, so that I can share more to others. I think
That's
basically
amazing to
that's
hear. That's wonderful because honestly, we are our own biggest critics. When you say that you thought it didn't go well, I
right.
guarantee you it went 100 times better than you thought.
Yeah.
It is.
Right.
We definitely, yeah, we are very critical of ourselves.
Most
And the
times it
fact
is
that you have
exactly
taken
like
that
that.
step and that you've decided to do that is amazing. That's amazing to hear that.
Yeah, so that's why I try to be here every Thursday, hopefully next week.
No, and I agree. I
Yes.
mean, video is such a powerful tool to build a community. That is something I never realized until fairly recent. I mean, I'd say last year. I've had my channel for a number of years now, and not until last year I started realizing that actually I always looked at it in terms of subscriber numbers or view counts, never really realizing that actually what
Right.
I was doing was building a community. And I was building a community because I started seeing the same
Exactly.
names over and over and over again in the comment sections. I started seeing on my analytics as I started diving into it, the same sort of areas within countries. And so I started realizing, hold on a minute, these are the same people watching many of the different videos. And so as soon as I started that back and forth communication, that's when it just started. The community was born almost, because it was no longer just me making a video, putting it out there and forgetting about it. It had grown into this environment where people can learn and share and not just come to get a video.
Yes.
And I think that's definitely underestimated, because some people still look at YouTube and other video platforms, because I know we're talking about YouTube because it's very Google centric, but Vimeo and other platforms as well, they look at it as a video streaming platform or a video platform. It's a social. YouTube is also social media.
Yes.
In fact, I would
Just
say it's children's #1 social media.
Exactly.
Yes. Exactly.
TikTok is social media. IG is not just about photograph. It is social media. They're using a different platform, and they're using media,
Yeah.
but it's all about connections. Why do they follow their YouTubers around? Because it's a community. They're part of that community. And now with the YouTube community tab, that is recognized by YouTube. So once you hit a certain number, you can have a community tab, and you can start sharing posts, and very similar to Facebook and Twitter. And so, I mean, I think what you've done is brilliant. You wanted to build a community, and then you've made that jump to include video. I think you're going to see immense growth in your community.
Hopefully.
Definitely.
Well, your
James,
community
have you
grows
got
with
1
all
minute?
of us. We are
You're
your
a
community as well
YouTuber.
now, Andre.
Yeah, I mean,
James,
as I say,
Sorry?
I'm
James
now and
has
again
some
person.
amazing sessions on his channel. If you have not checked out James's channel, he's got full-on professional development presentations on his channel. You have to watch.
Gary, so
Yes.
you even came back. Thank you.
Yes, I got, my internet is so bad.
It is 10 o'clock now, and
Gary,
Yeah.
we let you
you've
go.
literally, Gary has literally taken James's spot, because in the last season it was always James who was losing his connection. James, you were about to quickly share about your experience on YouTube.
Hello.
I think he's parking, no? Being pulled over? Something like that?
It's his son.
Yeah,
It's Maximus.
Yay, cool. Max, maybe I hope it's all okay for you that you are live. You know that. So
Yeah.
how do you what do you do on YouTube? Do you have your own
I
stream? Or?
I make coding tutorials.
Oh my
Wow.
God, we
brilliant.
can learn from you then.
Yes.
Yeah, I teach
Wow.
like
Wow.
I don't know,
Yes.
at least 1,000 people, something like that.
Nice.
Wow.
See, it's the future. Video.
So only for everybody, for anybody who's here, this guy in the middle down there is more famous than all of us. No, except Seti, yeah, excluding Seti. All of
The one in the
more
middle
famous
of-
than all of us together, excluding Seti. Wow, Max, congratulations.
Thanks.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. How long have you been growing your channel now?
3, 4 years.
Okay. How often do you publish?
Not very consistently. A bit busy.
Yeah. I think it's really great to hear that you're sharing everything you know. Do you use YouTube as well to find out information, or is it just for sharing?
It's mostly for sharing, but sometimes there's some good tutorials that other people make.
Yeah. We're gonna have to get you on Coding Train. You need to get a feature on there. I'll have to get you linked up.
I mean, it's interesting because most people learn coding from YouTube these days anyway.
Yeah.
It's it's everywhere, isn't it?
Well, I really
Yeah.
have to check.
I mean, you've got
What are
you
you
couldn't
talking about?
have
Which
a
language?
better role model when it comes to coding than the one sat in the car right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the future of learning. You can learn something from YouTube without really attending formal school. That is why educators need to be more relevant, use technology properly, right?
And why educators need to prepare students to
For the
learn
future.
how to carefully evaluate information online.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, for
Because
example, I've got a
sadly,
kid in London right now, and I'm actually setting up YouTube support for him while he's in London. So I think it's just an incredible tool.
it is an
Yeah.
incredible tool, but it also it has to be part of everyone's sort of toolbox. And I think further down, when you're working with younger kids, those skills of carefully evaluating information online become even more relevant and important because YouTube is so open and anyone can share anything they want. If they spread out false information, it also spreads and is also easily accessible. So we need to teach them those skills to evaluate the information that is being absorbed.
So sift through which one is false news or fake news
Yeah.
or fake
I'm not going to use that term, but I'm going to say there's a lot of misinformation happening in
misinformation.
general online.
I might have, or
Yeah.
I'm sure that I have said
Sadly,
something.
the term fake news and false, that's just politicized, and I don't want, but misinformation has always been a thing.
And
There have always been
disinformation.
people writing books. The only difference is that now they can make
People
a video,
are
and that
convinced
video can go up.
what they say, even though it might be wrong. And I'm sure I have made this mistake in one of our live streams that I said that this pricing is like that, and then I checked later and it was wrong. So
It's very easy to make a mistake. I mean, I've made videos where I mean, even little things where you're telling people, look for the button that says suggest, like something as simple as a Google Doc, right? And they're asking you, okay, how do I add a comment? And you say, oh, look for the button that says suggestion. So they're looking for a suggestion, but actually what they should be looking for is comments.
Comment. Yeah.
So you've just wasted someone's time because you made a little mistake. So there's responsibility as well, I think, if you're sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
A lot of things to consider.
be forgiving to oneself.
Yeah. Right, Ralph, I think
Yeah.
we've gone past the hour mark. Shall
Yes,
we
have.
thank everyone in the stream and then
And all the viewers.
the discussion to that comment section below? Make sure you read every comment down below, reply to each other's comments, share this video out, and on your way up, hit that
Right.
red button, the subscribe button. That bell needs to be rung as well, otherwise you won't get notified of new videos because that bell is important now. Make sure you subscribe, smash the like button, and let's say bye to everyone. Ralph, thank you so much for being my co-host this week.
Bye, everyone.
Thank
Goodbye,
you
everybody.
so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. I managed to catch the last
Bye.
10 minutes at
Thursday
least.
out of
Swing
Bangkok
next
and
week.
in
Thank you for
Asia
joining.
on
Well,
YouTube Live
all the
every
people
Thursday.
in the chat, Irma, everyone who is down there having an
See you.
amazing conversation, actually, that I really hope continues.
you next
Yeah.
Bye.